The Moist Critical situation is actually kind of insane right now. Now, if you're not familiar with the Moist Critical situation, let me keep you up to date on what just happened on Twitter, and it's the dumbest thing ever. So Moist Critical, or Penguinz0, has a podcast called The Official Podcast, and he said that he wanted to take a little bit of a break from the podcast, so he's currently stepping away from it, and the whole internet, or, just Twitter, assumed that this meant he's retiring from YouTube entirely. So Moist Critical had to come out with a video explaining that he's not retiring from YouTube entirely, and he doesn't know where anyone got that idea from, but Twitter just took an idea and ran with it because no one on Twitter back-checks their information at all. And this entire situation isn't even just this. This situation is Twitter taking a few clips of Moist Critical and blowing it far out of proportion to unimaginable lengths, and also Twitter being hypocrites. Please subscribe. I want to talk about a few of the points he made during this video, but to start off, he was getting canceled over covering for Mr. Beast, which he never did. So Twitter was mad at Moist Critical, not Mr. Beast, not anyone in the Mr. Beast team, for covering up for Jimmy or Mr. Beast for the Chris Tyson situation, which isn't even what happened at all, because, get this, he didn't make a video within the first 20 minutes of the entire thing being revealed, which is absolutely ludicrous if you ask me, because, I'm sorry, it takes time to make a video. Even if it's simple like Moist Critical's, he needs to do the facts, research, and get his information. That takes way more than 6 hours, and he got it done in 6 hours. So why are you trying to cancel him for that? They're also mad over Moist Critical misgendering Chris Tyson, which they never did. As I stated in my Chris Tyson video, a lot of the internet didn't even know Chris Tyson fully changed to she, her pronouns. A lot of people just thought they went by any, all. And during the Mr. Beast event, Moist Critical points out that they were told that Chris Tyson goes by they, them pronouns at the time. And you know what Moist Critical did during their video discussing Chris Tyson? They referred to them by their name, and Twitter found a way to get offended on the behalf of somebody else, and then had the nerve to call him transphobic for that, which is ironic because if I remember the Chris Tyson situation, everybody and their mama was using it as an excuse to dunk on trans people for the actions of one trans person. So Twitter gets to be transphobic to Chris all they want, but Moist Critical doesn't get to properly call them by their name. That is preferred. That is so ludicrous and so hypocritical on so many levels.
Because people called me out, and then I also got accused of being a transphobe because I didn't use Ava Tyson's preferred pronouns, which were she, her. I didn't know that. I thought just calling Ava Tyson by her name was okay, and I had also heard when I went to the Mr. Beast thing, someone refer to Ava Tyson with they. So I was truly under the impression that that was okay. And for that, I was annihilated by a good chunk of Twitter.
The audacity to call this man transphobic over saying the preferred name, by the way, not even the dead name of Chris Tyson, which, to be fair, the dead name of Chris Tyson is still their current name, Chris Tyson. The only thing they changed in their name is a C to a K. They're Chris with a K. Their dead name is still their name. It's just spelled differently. It's Chris Tyson. There is no way to offend them by calling them their name, because that's Chris Tyson's name. They didn't change it. I think it's safe to say that Twitter switches teams more than someone in Call of Duty who's losing. But something I never thought I'd see in a million years is people siding with Sneako. Now, if you were lucky enough to be spared the fate of knowing who Sneako is, congratulations to you, but I'm going to tell you who Sneako is. Sneako is someone who's prominent on the internet for their red pill, alpha male bull stuff theories. And the main thing they're known for right now is defending, children being with adults. I can't say the word on here, but you know what I mean. And it's surprising to me that you're going to cancel Moist Critical over this situation, despite Sneako actually being transphobic towards Chris and calling all trans people predators, essentially, just to get ratioed by a Twitter comment that had to remind him that Sneako likes CP, if you know what that is. And if you're going to call me out and say that, oh no, he doesn't, he likes the movie Cuties, which is majority young girls in risky situations. So you can't tell me that he doesn't like that when he's literally advocating that that is one of the greatest movies of all time. A movie that's putting young girls into situations like that. Yes, those are real children in that movie. They're not young children portrayed by grown actors. But part 2 to this drama is just a little bit silly to me. So basically, Moist Critical and Sneako get into a debate, which Moist Critical didn't even want to happen in the first place, but I guess Sneako was recording it after, doing his public nuisance lives. Now, one thing about Sneako is he's gonna go off on his tirades. He's really mad about women having penises, probably because every woman with a penis has fucked his girlfriend more times than he has. And if you kept up with the current Sneako situations, you know that Sneako was watching it all the way, so he's probably just a little bit traumatized. But Sneako gets on stream and decides to tell Moist Critical that it's okay for 12-year-olds to marry 18-year-olds as long as they've hit puberty. Now, I don't know about you, but some people nowadays have been hitting puberty as young as 8 years old. And if you think that an 8-year-old should be anywhere near someone who's in their mid-30s, I'm sorry, but you're kind of a bad person. I think you should probably be on a watch list. If you don't know Sneako, then you don't know his stance on the age of consent. He thinks it's stupid. He thinks that we should all get rid of it and that it's dumb. He wants it to be lowered to basically whenever you start puberty or whenever you start driving. And Sneako, I don't know what to tell you, but if the age of consent gets lower than it is in most states, you're literally going to be messing around with actual children. But Moist Critical fights him tooth and nail on this point, and Sneako decides to hit him with a double whammy question, asking him if transitioning is okay for someone under the age of 18. And Moist Critical didn't know that that's what he meant. Moist Critical thought he meant transitioning as a whole because, you know, it's your body, your choice, and he said yes. Now, the reason this is a stupid argument is because in order for you to transition under the age of 18 is nearly impossible. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, you can get hormone blockers and stuff, but to actually get a surgery, because this is what Sneako was referring to, he was referring to the whole gender surgery, you need to go through a billion specialists and be on HRT or hormone replacement therapy for years. Transitioning before you become 18 is nearly impossible. Like, you'd have a better chance at winning Overwatch matches solo queued than you would have at transitioning before you're 18. And Sneako clearly doesn't know this because if you don't know, Sneako's not exactly a mathlete. He's not a doctor. He doesn't know exactly what he's talking about. He just believes in his own pseudoscience. And Moist Critical didn't even need to defend himself on this part because we all know that if you support Sneako, you support the movie Cuties. And if you support the movie Cuties, you need to be on a watch list.
You keep saying that it's 18.
Under 18 is child.
And I'm telling you,
adult.
that's not even the definition of the word.
What is the number? It needs to be a number or else you can do the same thing.
I just told you there's not a number.
Do you see why that's a problem?
No.
If there's no defined... So why can't a 12-year-old marry an 18-year-old?
Because most 12-year-olds haven't gone through puberty yet. And most 12-year-olds...
What if, as you just said, it changes. What if a 12-year-old went through puberty early, the parents consent, the 18-year-old and the parents consent? Can they do it?
Most likely that's not going to happen. You know why? Because Islamically, if
we're not talking most likely. Just say it.
If the families have consented, the kid is mature, the kid is ready. Why should I stop
at 12 years old? At 12 years old.
If the kid is physically mature, the parents consent, both parties are happy.
A 12-year-old being physically mature.
If that's the only line that actually makes sense.
Again, I don't think a 14-year-old can ever be physically mature.
Mm-hmm. Even though they literally can. Even though puberty actually defines that, it's fine.
I don't believe so. I was 14 once. But I actually had a mustache when I was 14. Would you have looked at me and said I was physically mature enough to get married?
If you were physically mature, if you were mature, yes, I would. Okay.
Really? When I was 14.
Yeah. If you were 14 and you were ready to go and you met another 14-year-old, yes, I would.
No. We're talking adults. You keep going back to that.
That is adult.
I met...
I told you my definition.
I
told you the definition. The definition,
okay.
If you went through puberty, you're an adult. That's the definition of adult. So yes, if you're an adult and you had a mustache, you're ready to get married, fine. Okay.
Now, if you don't know, Moist Critical is one of the coolest people on the planet, so he just reiterates that, yeah, he's okay with people transitioning because he has nothing against anyone in the LGBTQ community, which is fine. I'm just saying, when it comes to the case of Moist Critical, we need to stop trying to cancel this man over literally nothing. From as far as I know, there's only been one controversy that was actually valid towards Moist Critical, and he gave a pretty good apology for it. And he actually feels remorseful for the things he does. He understands when he messes up, and in the day and age of creators getting canceled left and right, back to back, that's really commendable in my opinion, that he can actually acknowledge when he's wrong and not pull out a ukulele when he apologizes. That's really important to me. Also, I'm sorry for my background noise. There's people yelling outside. I don't know why they're yelling outside. Maybe they're yelling at Sneako. But this whole Moist Critical situation has just shown me what I needed to see, and that's Twitter is a cesspool and that we need to just ban Twitter at some point. Twitter is just a breeding ground for some of the dumbest people, and I know this is hypocritical of me to say because I'm on Twitter, but I'm not chronically on Twitter. When you go on Twitter, you have an expectation to literally just ignore everything because the people on Twitter generally have no idea what they're talking about at all. in any case. I really just wanted to talk about this situation because, dude, we need to do something about these Twitter people. I'm sorry, but this is just getting out of hand. The fact that we're so upset that Moist might be quitting YouTube and that he's just a supportive person, that we need to start siding with actual predators, is just a little bit alarming to me. Why are people yelling outside? Literally anything on Twitter can get turned into an argument. You can say it was a nice day outside and somebody will hit you with the, oh, but my mom died. But that's what's been going on with the Moist Critical situation. I'm sorry for the babies you're hearing in the background. People outside are choosing to be noisy. But that's all I got for you today, folks. Hopefully hit that subscribe button and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and tell me your comments down below. See you later. Bye.